What's his name? That idiot. Who's down there DJing over there, Coco Pele. Y'all know who I'm talking about? He be on Dallas radio. He was over there DJing at the club in Coco Pele. He from Shreveport, but he likes to pretend he's Dallas. Y'all know what I'm talking about? What's that fool name? On the radio. Y'all know who I'm talking about. What's the boy name? That's how forgettable he is. I can't believe, as much as I used to hear my ex-husband talk about, oh yeah, because he on the radio. He'll play our songs. No, he won't. Because the records that you sent him and asked him to listen to ended up in other people's playlists that I didn't want to have. Yeah, the baby bitch. That fucking French fried. I'm trying to work on not saying the F word. They say it's not good for my persona. See, I can't believe Yellow Breezy did it. I can't believe that. Because the only people that could get the people that went to jail for unaliving Moe3 to be ready for release, and Moe body ain't been in the ground 5 years. Moe ain't been gone 5 years. It was a clear hit on television in the middle of I-35. Across the street from where my son was cremated at Golden Gate, in the middle of the day. And he recognized who cut him down. You could see it on his face when he turned and ran before they claimed Moe life. I didn't know nothing about Moe3 until I moved to Dallas. I listened to his music more after he was gone. I wanted to know why they wanted to get rid of him so bad. Moe was very talented. Very talented. I had bumped into him a couple of times, but I didn't know him enough to appreciate what he was meant to be. The world missed out on a good thing when they took Moe3. They missed out on a good thing. But when I realized that it was true, when I heard Lamisha Fuller and Adria English talk about how Yellow Breezy was Rock Nation's underboss in Dallas, and that trap house, Adria English, the girl that run around calling herself She Diddy, she said it herself, that Lamisha Fuller's boyfriend, who wanted to get a rap contract, worked at Yellow Breezy's trap house, where they kept little people and pharmaceuticals and lots of pow-pows for teleporting. After seeing Mr. Conway's name in my ex-mother-in-law's ledger. There it is. I wonder if Moe3 had found out that they was moving around little people in that house. Because he wasn't far from Yellow Breezy's trap house the day he died. Desiree Perez and her federal connections have the ability to be able to try to silence things and move things around. You know, if I had talked more about what I knew about Moe3 before this moment, all they would have done was come up with another plan to try to find a way to cover it over, create another distraction, create another little fire somewhere, and that would have been that. You know, everybody say I got the biggest mouth in the world. Everybody say all I do is run around telling everybody's business. Everybody run around and say, Jag don't know how to keep a secret. Yes, I do. Because I've known for 8 months that Yellow Breezy was behind this, but I couldn't say anything because they were using his workers to play fake Diddy victims. See, that's the part of the story ain't nobody talking about. Yellow Breezy was the employer of one of the fake Diddy victims that pretended to be Anna Kane to force her out of her Jane Doe status so they could go put pressure on her like they did that autistic woman in Alabama. Y'all should have got low. Now you just got get Mo. What a difference a president makes. What a difference. The simple fact that Yellow Breezy is now finally being called in account for Moe3 while they already made plans to release the people that was fingered for it back in 2020. Why ain't nobody talking about the fact that the people that they said did that to Moe3 are scheduled for release, one of them starting at the end of this year? How does somebody get out of jail for intentionally unaliving someone in less than 6 years in the state of Texas where capital punishment is celebrated? They moved Moe3 out of the way so Yellow Breezy could be underboss for Rock Nation, allegedly, to keep their teleporting business. Teleporting. Now people asking about
up to Roy Lee, word on the street is that I don't know if this is true or not, so I'm saying allegedly, but word on the street was Moe3's manager had something to do with that too, the land, and helping to land him up as well.
Yeah,
that's what I heard.
Rainwater. The question is, when is real life street scars going to be held into account? Because they were supposed to be doing the documentary on Moe3's life.
Boy, y'all just don't
and they've been
know
holding that footage all this time.
Real Life Street Stars. Oh, Real Life Street Stars is the movie people too. They're connected. That channel is their channel, y'all. And then they changed the name when I put it on blast. They changed the name of who the channel actually belongs to. Real Life Street Stars. There's a reason why they done pumped up the way they pumped up. You know, they are part of this inner circle of hitters.
Yeah, they are a part of the inner circle. Honey!
You can still do the book from your experience, from your channel views. Well, I could. I had to rearrange it from what I was actually talking about.
Oh, here it is. We cooking now.
So I would have to get permission from his mother. And if she gave me that permission, I would do that book happily. And I would share the profits with her.
They've been running down on Moe3's mom confusing her, lying to her, gaslighting her.
No, I told y'all we sit up for. I can't even keep up with how long we sit up.
Boom. Well, this ain't looking good for real life. Because I told them, why don't nobody listen to me? What a difference a president makes. Yeah, she's queen of the damned. That's what Bebe is. She queen of the damned. Look at her ticket sales. I don't know why y'all come through here. It don't help these people any. It don't help these people any. You just make them look even weaker than they already are. What do you mean? What do I think about Just Hilarious is firing? I already talked about that this morning. We're going to have to go back and see the last live. What do I think about Just Hilarious is firing? It's not so hilarious. It just proves that the good old boys club is the good old boys club. Oh, they better get low or get Moe. A lot's going to come to light. I don't even think y'all really appreciate or understand how tricky it is for me to be me. At all. You know, they're still trying to find a way to force me into a courthouse and force me into this, force me into a gag order, force me into a conservatorship. You know, everything that I do for a reason. Yeah, I know. Megan Good. Congratulations, honey. I hope he don't ever get aggressive with you. You know, what I find really interesting is this. I can scream from the mountaintops to where everyone can hear me. And nobody believes me until everything goes to shit. Yellow Breezy. I've been calling his ass out for the past 6 months ever since I found out that fake Diddy victims were associated with his trap house. I don't think Desiree's going to be able to help him this time. People like Cash Patel really aren't fond of her. Salute to Miss Lowdown over there on YouTube. I wish I could lead the charge on certain things. But the truth is, part of the reason why I still got people trying to throw cases on me in Dallas is because they knew I knew all of this was about to happen. And they were hoping that it didn't have to happen. I wonder, Yellow Breezy, was it worth it? I knew the second I found out he was loyal to Rock Nation. I knew it. I knew he had something to do with Moe3. That's why he was initially brought in. And then the feds came in after Desiree Perez intervened. And Yellow Breezy was able to walk right back out on the street. I will be talking more about this on my podcast. I'm also going to be talking about that poor man in jail. It's amazing. They set people up all the time and don't nobody seem to care. Oh. Derek Lee Carrillo Smith. Two new jaw-dropping filings, notarized affidavits are out. I'm shocked every content creator and news person, crime story, or even Nancy Grace is not reporting on this. Derek Lee Carrillo Smith. Let's Google that name. Michigan inmate, $100 million judgment against Sean Combs. Y'all remember that? Last year? Right around the time that Diddy got arrested. We're gonna block you, ma'am. If you have a fixation with oxtails, you should find one immediately. And you should shove it in your mouth. I don't really, take subliminal threats kindly. I find it, subpar, I find that people who feel the need to come through and constantly say inflammatory things that they think nobody else knows. I know where you came from. You came from YouTube. You're a spy. You're a JayZ spy sent over here to try to inflame me. So you can change what I'm trying to say because you don't want me telling everybody that allegedly Yellow Breezy's trap house over there off Keist has been supplying some of the fake Diddy victims to derail the case. Oops. Oh no, I know what the oxtail thing means. I know. They cute. I'm sorry. Oh, so now here come the YouTube trolls. You turned on Maggie. Oh no, that didn't happen. Maggie is a liar. Maggie works with white supremacists. Did you know that? Did you know that Maggie is a bedwench for a bunch of white supremacists? I'm sorry. I'm a pro-black African-American female. Anybody who works with white supremacists, I don't consider getting rid of them a loss. But But I didn't get rid of Maggie. Maggie got rid of herself. She had some questions that she didn't want to answer. You know, it's hard when you're two-faced and she's nobody. That's who she is. She's nobody. She was nobody before she met me. And now that she staged her full-on troll attack for clout, she'll be nobody soon again. Yesterday, she had over 800 people in the chat. Today, it was just 300. In a week, it'll be less than 150 again. And then once people go back and see everything after they watch the town hall we're doing tomorrow night, they'll be able to see all the evidence for themselves. And then her numbers will probably go back down to like 40, 50 people. You know? Those are just the facts. You know, people that are two-faced and people that are quick to betray people and people that are quick to, you know, jump out there and start a fight, start a this, start a that, run to every enemy that you have, doing commercials, vowing allegiance. I don't know, that sounds like somebody trying to convince people of something. It's funny. I've had very little reaction to it at all. I was really more interested in getting well. Because, see, I had to go to the hospital. And now I have other strange YouTubers that are doing press releases for Tammy Wallace. Meanwhile, Tammy Wallace's account is posting faceless posts promoting her book. I'm just trying to figure out when did Tammy Wallace reach out to Danny Robertson? Because Tammy Wallace, before she left our presence 48 hours ago, over 48 hours ago, she hates Danny Robertson. I mean, the second that her video came on, because Odell was checking for evidence to collect, to strike her with, and for the lawsuit, Tammy, I hate her. I hate that F. Oh my God. She's a effing bitch. She's a fucking bitch. Oh my God, Jag, the way she does this, the way, oh my God, Jag, I hate her. Oh no, she didn't do a live with Danny, no. No, Danny just decided after she said she had no interest in the Tammy Wallace content, that she wasn't interested in the story and she was never going to be doing anything on Tammy Wallace. Now all of a sudden she's Tammy Wallace's advocate. No, I know it's Amber pretending to be Tammy. And I'm about to make a statement about all of that on the Jaguar Right Show. Come on, guys. One setup at a time. One setup at a time. Now, like I said, it's time for me to get ready to go do my podcast. And I have to make a public address regarding Tammy Wallace. You know what I find funny? That an avatar that no one has ever seen before, who brags about being anonymous and staying aloof, is now considered a trusted source for someone that she's never met and doesn't know. But while she was trying to make sure that everyone believed nothing was wrong with Tammy, and Tammy was fine, and Tammy was being harassed by the very person who's standing up for her, I don't understand why nobody's talking about why Tammy was with us in the first place. I was in the hospital. Odell had to go get Tammy. And why did Odell have to go get Tammy in the middle of the night? Because her girlfriend, Amber, who at times only refers to Tammy as My people? Yeah, Jaguar Right Uncensored podcast. But I'll pin it in the chat. But hey baby, hey Jaguar. But my thing is, why does nobody care about why Tammy Wallace was out in the street in the middle of the night alone? Why was Tammy Wallace called 80 million bags of bitches, pushed, accosted, harassed, to the point where she felt the need to call the police because she felt like her girlfriend was trying to set her up to be arrested? Why is nobody asking why Tammy was thrown out, all of her clothes, all of her belongings in trash bags, after being said that she's ugly, she's not pretty, she can be replaced with any number of bitches, she can be this, she can be that, and she ain't shit without her makeup on? And Tammy Wallace, the survivor I'm working with, she's the first story that we did for the Jaguar Right show over on YouTube. Yeah, she was thrown out. After going viral, she was pushed, stalked, harassed, accosted. She had to call the police herself. And then she was thrown out into the street in the middle of the night. And she had to call us to rescue her. And Odell left my side to tend to her. If she needed us to save her in the middle of the night, why would she be running back to the very person who did that to her? Why is nobody talking about that? Why is nobody talking about the fact that that raging alcoholic Amber has been mentally abusing and physically threatening her girlfriend Tammy, who she calls her peoples, when she meets other women? Why would she run back to her? I do know the text messages that Tammy showed me, though, before she left, where Amber was threatening her with... Amber is Tammy Wallace's girlfriend, who I now know is her handler. See, Tammy Wallace, for whatever reason, went to Tasha K first. She said she talked to Tasha. She said she was disgusting. She sounded like she was drunk, and she didn't trust her. And so she reached out to me to get her story out there. Every message that Tammy has sent, that we've seen, not the same voice pattern, not how she talks, but for her to say that she just wants to take a break from life and she no longer wants to expose the monsters. No, she's not Biggie Smalls' relative. But for her to say that this story, that this terrible thing that happened to her is no longer important, and she just wants to let it go. And now she's doing posts where she's just putting up a book and not showing her face. Tammy shows her face in her posts. Put a 1 in the chat if it sounds like Tammy is fine to you. Put a 2 in the chat if it sounds like she might be in trouble. Yes, trauma bonding and Stockholm syndrome. Put a 1 in the chat if you think after everything I just told you about why Tammy left, she's cool. Put a 2 in the chat if after everything I'm telling you, it sounds off. And the simple fact that she left right before we were set to film to talk about the gaslighting attempts that I believe are happening on her life by her friends, by her family, and by her so-called girlfriend. All of a sudden, she disappears. All of a sudden, she's rude. All of a sudden, she's begging people not to repeat things. All of a sudden, Tammy doesn't talk like that. Tammy's a very loving person. She treats people well. But when she asked me if she could see my Defender of Freedom award, if she could hold it, I told her, yeah, we're gonna take a picture with it, me and you. She looked so disappointed when she couldn't see it right then. I really didn't understand what she was. Yeah, my Defender of Freedom award. Tammy wanted to see it. She wanted to hold it in her hand. This ain't easy. Being a whistleblower, living out front, it's not easy. Which is why we placed Tammy with a therapist. Tammy was doing sessions with the therapist before we filmed. We wouldn't have it any other way. No, that's not the Tammy Wallace I speak of. If you want to know the Tammy Wallace I speak of, all you have to do is go over to YouTube, to the Jaguar Right Show, and you can get to see Tammy for yourself. Matter of fact, I implore all of you to go over there and look at the 2 Tammy Wallace interviews that we've done. And I want y'all to ask yourselves, is the woman that we saw on camera would just say, oh, well, I think I'm done. I'll take a rest. I want to be away from everybody. I'm okay. I want y'all to ask yourselves. I want y'all to go over there. No, we're not talking about Tammy Roman. Her name is Tammy Wallace. She's a survivor for women in sports. She was assaulted by her coach when she was 15. She was assaulted and then she got out on that track and she ran the fastest time of her life. She was set for the Olympics. But after her assault, she spiraled out. Stole her dream. And she's been being gaslit ever since. Yeah. And the same coaches that did all of these terrible things to her are still coaching kids. They still got jobs. They paid her out and they let them go back to work. And some of the people that she spoke up about on the Jaguar show over there on YouTube work with the NFL. You know who else works for the NFL? Sean Carter. She should have got a lot more money than she did. We come to find out that the lawyer that handled her case was sent to her by someone that also betrayed her. And right when her settlement was about to come in, even though they tricked her into taking the least amount of money possible, the lawyer sent her over a gift, a massage. No, the suit wasn't dropped. She actually won. But her lawyer negotiated for the least amount of money. And then she sent a masseur to her house to give her a full body nude massage. Turns out that the 22-year-old masseur was her lawyer's son. Her lawyer's son. Her lawyer sent her son to go fill up her client who had already been essayed. Negotiated it for the lowest amount of money possible. And then sent her son over there to go feel up on her. She didn't even know that was the woman's son until later. And then Tammy told me that not long after that, the female lawyer and her husband invited her to come do threesome with them. What kind of lawyer does that? Oh no, it's real. It's real. From the second she filed that suit and they put that lawyer on her to negotiate. No, the female lawyer is not Tony Busby. You people are just... This is what they did to this woman. They all got together and they bullied a victim into accepting the least amount of money possible. And then they gaslit her some more. And every time she spiraled out and had a bad reaction, somebody made sure the police were there to see it so they could come take her away and make sure she looked crazy so she wouldn't keep talking. And we're supposed to believe some weirdo avatar named Josh Ray, who lives in Las Vegas, still pretending to be Danny Robinson? Now you want to do press releases? You know Tammy? See, I can say I know Tammy. I've been in Tammy's presence. I've talked to her. My staff has worked with her. No, Sean Carter doesn't have the power. The people that he works for does. It's his job to keep the niggers in line. Y'all should go on over there and see the Tammy Wilder story before you start running around believing psychopaths on YouTube who are going to go to jail this year. I promise you that, Josh Ray. I promise you that on everything. All those jail calls you like making, talking to inmates, next time you do a round of jail calls, make sure you ask them what it's like on bookend. Because I promise you this year you're going to jail. The Obamas are out. Trump is in. And General Flynn don't like weirdos either. Gene Hackman, may he rest in peace. As it turns out, his wife Betsy was exposing a child PDF ring, and now all of a sudden they go. Y'all keep believing what you want to believe. Thank God for General Flynn. And thank God for Donald Trump supporting General Flynn, because General Flynn wants all of these weirdos gone just as bad as I do. And I don't care what color or political affiliation you come from. If you are sitting by a seat of power and what y'all want to do is get rid of these weirdos, well then let's get them. I'll tell you everything. Pretty boy Floyd is JayZ. You're a whole weirdo, Sean. I can't wait till everybody finds out how strange you are. I'm sick and tired of being one of the few people that has had the displeasure of knowing who you really are. Justice for Moe3. Justice for Moe3. Period. Tammy Wallace, head on over to the Jaguar Right Show on YouTube if you want to know who Tammy is and why I'm concerned. Why we're all concerned. Our whole team is concerned. By the way, for those of y'all who don't know, Pretty Boy Floyd was known as an American gangster. Truth is, Pretty Boy Floyd was from Canada. He just did all his crime in the United States. So he was known. Yes, hashtag save Tammy. Free Tammy. You guys are my justice. I'm sick and tired of seeing people die. And everybody pretends like they don't know why. I told y'all, it's over. Kendrick Lamar, he gave y'all the song last year, The Party's Over. Everybody who made mistakes in helping cover up the unaliving of Moe3, may God have mercy on your soul. Mo is coming for justice. His justice. Watching him be slain on television, like I watched Nipsey, like I watched my son. How many of y'all gotta die before everybody's willing to get it? Can't y'all see? 333. Make them see. They ain't got no problem with making sure that every last one of y'all get to a grave, but not before you have a policy. I got a survivor missing. We were going to do the town hall tonight. I spoke with my therapist, our cruelty-free therapist. She said tomorrow. I guess it's a good way to end the week. Moe3's coming for justice. And so help me God, if there's anything I can do to help him get it, I'ma do it. Because being forced to watch him die like that, it was very cruel for me. What do you mean, how long have I been in therapy? Why does that matter? The question is what would make anybody think I would be opposed to therapy? I've been in therapy my whole life. I've been in trauma my whole life. I've been witnessing terrible things for as long as I can remember. Justice for Moe3. Justice for Nipsey. Justice for PNB Rock. Justice for Triple X Stacy. Justice for Offset. Actually, not Offset. Takeoff. I keep forgetting Offset is the freak that don't give no damn about his family. I remember when Takeoff died and they tried to take me out at my show in Houston there in Sugar Land because I was speaking out against what happened. There were things that I knew, but I couldn't say. I didn't want somebody that I really care about to get hurt. But when they rigged the light fixtures to fall out of the ceiling, see the stage plotting that we had, we changed it last minute. We moved the keyboard for my pianist at the time to where I was going to stand, and I changed my position. I tend to do that because sometimes your enemies like to study your stage blocking and all of that so that they can create an accident. When I got the phone call, because I was back at the hotel, I had a bad feeling about showing up to the venue too early. And I got the phone call that the light fixture fell from the ceiling and almost took out my keyboard player. I would have been standing there. Thank God he was young and quick. If that thing had fell on his head, it would have. That was when I knew. When I find out that they had hired Carl Thomas's stage people and sound people. I knew it was wrong. Keto. Keto, me and you, I think it's time we have a talk. Maybe it's time I need to ask you why you hired a Diddy loyalist to do the stage and the sound work for my show. Why did nobody want to investigate? Yeah, it was in Houston, Sugarland. They even sent a YouTube troll named TB to come out to support me. Or maybe she was just there to witness my death. She a crackhead anyway, so it really don't matter. Yes, I believe that Yellow Breezy is either involved or responsible for the unalivement of Moe3, absolutely. And I've had no doubt about it for the past 6 months when I realized they were using Yellow Breezy's trap house workers as fake Diddy victims to throw off the trial. Lamisha Fuller's boyfriend works at Yellow Breezy's trap house. Matter of fact, 2 of his friends recently passed away one of his friends, his best friend, passed away in jail, got poked up, and he was sitting there trying to figure out why. He just didn't understand why they had to take him out in jail. I think another one of his friends died too. I do remember when Adria played the recording of him threatening to unalive her and Lamisha for mentioning Yellow Breezy's trap house. Yellow Breezy has been working on behalf of Rock Nation, in my opinion, to derail the RICO case that he would no doubtedly get swept up in anyway. I want y'all to think about that. That little lot lizard trailer park trash freak, Lamisha Fuller, lied on Natanya Rubin, a true survivor, lied on me, a true survivor, lied on everybody. Millions of people saw her lie and pretend to be the girl in the D&G shirt. It's not that it went down in Sugarland, it's who booked the event. The person who booked the event, his name is Keto Gentry. I've done a lot of work with him, and when I moved to Texas, I started booking shows with him. Just to start getting used to working on the Texas local circuits, since I was from up north. I never took into consideration for one moment that Keto would be willing to set me up. But he did. Keto Gentry hired people that are loyal to Diddy to handle the lighting and the stage and the sound. When we got started, we sound so good. They kept trying to mess with my sound so the audience couldn't hear. It's funny, the show was sold out. But everybody didn't show up. All the tickets were bought. But only 1/3 of the people who bought tickets were there. Isn't that crazy? Imagine having a sold out show and only 1/3 of the people show up. It was an event venue in Sugarland. Maybe they just didn't want to have a lot of witnesses, so when I perished, they could parcel out the NDAs, cut people to check, and then make their own story up. Keto, I can't believe you would actually do that to me. I was always decent to you. If y'all want to know why I stopped doing live shows and working with booking agents, it's Keto Gentry. The last booking agent that I work with that had ties to the Illuminati. Yes, Jaguar is my baby. She's a Muppet. She was born February. Oh, what date was it? February, a week before they tried to take me out again, and Angie passed away. Yeah, she was born recently. We got her straight from Muppet General. Yeah, she's got her own Instagram. Jaguar is something else. Yes, these are the tactics that they used on Trump. Buy up all the tickets and then make sure nobody shows up to make it look like nobody's coming. Oh, Meek Mills is he's Meek Milk. Which is the moment that I knew, unless I can buy the venue myself, pay for the insurance myself, hire the security myself, vet everything myself, handle the tickets, handle all of it. Unless I can do it all myself, I won't do it. And now that Angie has passed away, maybe I can finally get y'all to understand why. They made that woman play her own sacrifice concert, and then allegedly she was robbed and unalived. They hired those rednecks to put that story together. See, I don't know if anybody's not understanding why I'm still alive. I'm going to tell you now. Because if you want to survive the beast, you can take nothing from him. Nothing. You can take nothing from him. That's how you stay out of the devil's mouth. You take nothing from him. See, even if I do a show with Bobby Ray, but Bobby Ray's contract is paid for by the diddler or the jigger man, then all they have to do is say, hey, if you want us to keep making sure you keep making money, you keep getting this and you keep getting that, I want you to take care of this for me. What are they going to say? No? Not if they need the money. Not if they don't want to get edged out. Not if they want to keep their wives happy who really want to leave them. Not if they want to make sure that their kids are the, best dressed and best schooled children around. That's all it takes. It's just selfish. Greed, pride, ego. That's all you gotta do. Threaten to take somebody's money away, they'll do anything. Anything. No matter what it is. Look at D'Angelo. Sold his soul to the devil. Got whacked out on all kinds of drugs. Lost his mind. Thought he was Marvin Gaye reincarnated. Like he's been playing. He been sucking on the devil's teat a long time. And the woman who helped make him, he didn't even show up to either one of the funerals. Either one. That mean green. Yeah, he did all of that. And they had Raheem Devon, and then everybody got passed over for October London. They always find a replacement. Indeed, my. How illuminating. You can't take none of their money. You can't do business with nobody they do business with. You can't even do business with anybody that accepts money from them. You can take nothing from them at all. Nothing. That's why Wendy's in the situation she's in. No, he didn't go to either funeral. Oh, D'Angelo is about to go out on tour with the Roots. They announced it the day after Energy died, the day that they were trying to come and collect me too. See, I'm the one that just keeps getting away. Because I ain't stupid. And I refuse to take $1 from the devil. I will never take $1 of the devil's money ever again in my life. The devil's dollar will make you holler, that I promise. If you want to survive the Illuminati, you can take no part. No part. Any of it. You can't even work with the jazz ensemble whose daughter is screwing his son. Like, you can't do none of that. If they over there, you gotta leave all of that over there. God will provide. Yeah, I heard about Big U. Good. Justice for Nipsey. They got Kodak Black messed up. They got them all messed up. That's how it works. Because just like Angie's friend, Stone Paxton, said, if they had just been able to get her that Vegas residency like Janet Jackson has, where she could have had her own security. Exactly. For his comeback. As if he hadn't siphoned off her enough already. God provides. The almighty, true, living God is who provides for me. Me and Maxwell were never close. There's respect, but we were never close. I know a few of the women he dated when he was still trying to date women. I won't say their names. They're embarrassed about it. I'm glad he's happy. That's what I'm happy for. I wish Luther Vandross could have got the opportunity to just be happy being himself, but Clive Davis. He likes his artist emotionally unstable. I don't need $1 from no human being. But I will collect what I'm owed. And see, when I get my money from these evildoers, God's gonna make them pay me. Every dime that they owe me. See, I'm gonna make it to the place where Angie was trying to make it to. You can't still need them in any way, because they will use it to swing back around like a boomerang and take you down. You can take nothing from them. Nothing. That's why I'm still alive. I don't take nothing from them devils. I don't care if it's 100,000-seater show and they promise me I can walk away with $20 million. I won't take it. Because I know what they do with their cut. They destroy the community. They destroy our family values. They destroy our children. And then they tell you to buy a bunch of crap that you don't need because they have it and they're getting paid off of that too. They can keep their money and I'll keep my life. When God is ready to give me what I'm owed, I'm sure he will make those checkbooks pop open. Or a wire transfer. They almost owe me as much money as they owed Angie. Wendy is definitely a victim. But see, the question is, if they had stopped trying to get money out of the beast and negotiate with the beast, would they all still be where they want to be in life? You know, I'll never forget the first day I stopped worrying about how many designer pieces in my closet anymore. The day that I stopped worrying about, I think Tyler Berry is a piece of crap, and I think if he was going to sit up there at Angie's so-called staged funeral on a full blood moon, looking more like an Illuminati boule ritual, I think if he was going to put on that kind of acting job, acting like he cares about black people, I think he should have did it wearing a dress. I would have believed it more coming from Medea than I do from him. See, if Medea had said it, it might have been more believable. He should just stay in that dress. That's what I think. If you want to survive them, you can't take $1 from them. Not one. That's why I'm still alive. That's why I'm still alive. Fuck Jill. I don't give no fuck about that fat whore. I don't want to hear about her. She's a piece of shit. The disrespect that her and Alicia Keys have shown Angie Stone is beyond. Oh, Jag, why are you talking about them? You mad because you jealous because they more successful than you. And she done, and they this, and they that. What you think about their asses now? Come on now. See, I done told y'all years ago, all of these cunts are disgusting. She ain't living nothing like it's golden. And y'all better be concerned about that school for girls that she's supposed to be putting together in Philly. Y'all better be concerned. Y'all better be concerned. You know, Oprah started a school once upon a time and a bunch of children went missing. They were never found. The only thing Jill Scott can teach any girls to do in a school is how to be a whore like she was when she was in school. I don't know why people like trusting these weirdo celebrities. You be better off sending them to Kanye West school. Let them do parkour all fucking day. Only thing she can teach them how to do is destroy their cervixes and ruin their uteruses before they're married. Like she did to herself. If people really knew how many in vitro surgeries she had to go through from all of those fibroids and all of those polyps that were stopping her from being able to procreate, if people really knew how hard she had to work to trick somebody to give her a baby. She wanted it to be that African prince dude she was messing with when she was over there acting badly in that African thing. But see, I think he figured out she was just North Philly swamp trash. I think he figured that out and got rid of her. And then, that series, they only had the one season, and I don't blame him. It was one of the worst acting jobs she's ever done. But I'm just curious. No, she had to wait until she could trick Monique's musical director into getting her pregnant. He didn't even know that she had the fertility drugs that she had been popping the whole time they was together. Oops! Like, that's bad when you gotta trick a man into knocking you up. That's bad. Yeah, swamp trash in Philly means landfill or school kill river adjacent waste. Many times that she got that ass popped up over there by West River Drive. Maybe she fell in. Maybe that's what happened to her fertility. And Jill, if I'm lying, you can sue me. But considering how many times you cried to me at night, talking about how desperately you were hoping you could have a baby. I mean, we know what it is. We know exactly what it is. And everyone really knows who you are, Jillian. Everyone knows that your mother was a whore who taught you how to be a whore. Because she was a trifling bitch that slept with all of her friends' men, so she made her daughter her companion. In all the stories you talk about family, why don't you tell everybody how your mother used to wake you up in the middle of the night to teach you what an orgasm was, how to finger yourself, and how to suck dick? And telling you how good and how wonderful you were going to love it when you finally got you some dick. What kind of mom talks like that to her teenage daughter unless she's trying to make her a whore? See, that's why people are confused about you. Because if they knew your upbringing, Jill, if they knew, they wouldn't expect so much of you. They wouldn't. Like, nobody talks about how you went to Carol Reddick's wedding, her first wedding, and got drunk and acted like a slut and a whore and embarrassed yourself. While you sat there and looked down on your nose at Carol, who was 10 times the artist that you'll ever be, after you worked so hard to block her. Yeah, I'm talking about Jill Whore. Because Scott really shouldn't even be her last name. Her daddy wasn't Mr. Scott. Her mom was married to Mr. Scott. And see, back in the day, even if you were a married woman, if you got pregnant by another man, if you were still married and you still had your husband's name, that baby had to have your husband's name. That's why her name is Scott. Her name shouldn't be Scott. Her daddy, her biological father, was actually Mr. Scott's best friend, who was her godfather. Y'all didn't know that? All those years, that girl was running around trying to figure out why Mr. Scott didn't like her ass. Meanwhile, the nigga that actually impregnated her mother was her godfather. I want y'all to think about this. Jill's mother was married to Mr. Scott. Mr. Scott had a best friend. She started fucking Mr. Scott's friend. Then she got pregnant with Jillian, had the baby. The baby got the husband's name. And years later, he found out that his best friend, his child's godfather, was actually the biological dad. Jill's mother is a whore. Period. Left that girl confused all of those years trying to figure out why her godfather treated her so much better than her daddy. Cause that ain't your daddy, bitch. Your mother's a lying cunt who fucked her husband's best friend and then pawned you off on the man. She cuckolded. Sure did. Jill's mom sitting over there cucking with her husband's best friend. And that's how little Jillian got here. Yeah, it wasn't a Suge Avery. Mister gonna be mad looking ass. This is who Jill is. This is what she came from. Confused much? And then after Mr. Scott left, they had to move back in with Blue Babe, and Jill's mom ran out getting dick every night and then come back, wake up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning when the girl got to go to school in the morning, talking all about her sexual escapades and how much she's going to love it when she popped her cherry. What kind of woman does that to her child? And this the bitch y'all want running a school for girls? When all them little motherfuckers come up missing, don't come to me talking about, oh, Jag, you were right. Oh, Jag. I don't want to hear it. When you send your kids to school and they go out and they get on that bus and they don't come back from that field trip, don't you say shit to me about it. You send your fucking kids over there. That's on you. I'm telling you the character of this bitch. I'm telling you. Jag is right. Google Jill Scott father, dad unknown. Not true. She know exactly who her daddy is. It's her godfather, Mr. Scott, best friend. And y'all think I'm supposed to be worried about some sexually confused, weird whore? My mama wasn't running around fucking all my daddy's friends. That was your mama, bitch. Are you kidding me? And she better than who? She's a drunk slut. And she was raised to be that way by her motherfucking mammy. And she's a jealous one. She's jealous of everyone. And they were all jealous of Angie Stone. Her and Pizza Face. Alicia, the Puff Daddy acne cream didn't take all the way hold yet, bitch. Is everybody forgetting? Alicia, I don't know how to sing in keys. That bitch looked like a pepperoni pizza was baked on her face. And that Puff Daddy acne cream shit ain't do the trick. I don't give no fuck what y'all say, caking all that goddamn Maybelline in them craters. Fucking ugly, light-skinned cunt. And she's the nastiest stud you ever seen. And she ran around calling Angie Stone Magilla Gorilla? That half-breed piece of crap from hell. Yeah, no, Alicia, I can't sing in keys. Yes. Sounded like Tina Turner after I whooped her ass before she got her voice together. That's how that bitch sound. Talking about me? You out of your fucking mind? And considering who Swiss is friends with, I'm sure his current wife knows how to get his bottom good and peachy. Fucking weirdos. They had the audacity to call in that fucking bitch. Oh, when Angie put it on, she was a gorgeous chocolate sister. Gorgeous. And even in the midst of all of her weight challenges because of the diabetes and all of the wrong medicines they was putting on her, she was still beautiful. Gorgeous black queen, filled with nothing but amazing talent. I don't need to say nothing about the Carter's kids. Kanye done said it all. I still don't understand why y'all don't see Diddy and Kanye gaslighting JayZ. I'm just tired. I really am. I'm tired of the lies. I'm tired of the bullshit. I'm tired of everybody sitting around pretending like they don't see what they see. I'm tired of everybody acting like they don't know what they're doing. I'm tired of everybody acting. I'm tired of this. Oh, thank God, Kadisha Lynn. You know what? We gonna do this. Oh my goodness. I love me some Kadisha Lynn. Love me some Kadisha Lynn. Love it. I gotta let Lisa know.
Diddy has just been hit with his worst case yet. Diddy has just been accused of paying police officers and prosecutors to lie on his behalf and get people arrested for false crimes. The Michigan inmate, Derek Lee Cardello Smith, who filed a lawsuit against Diddy, now submitted affidavits from prosecutors, police officers, and more saying that Diddy set him up and put him in prison. Derek Lee Cardello Smith filed a lawsuit against Diddy claiming that he was SA'd by Diddy all the way back in 1997. And in his lawsuit, he was trying to subpoena J-Lo and Kirk Burrows on his behalf, saying that they knew this allegedly happened to him. He was claiming that J-Lo was a material witness because of her relationship with Diddy from 1999 to 2001, because he is alleging that his essay was recorded, distributed, and held by Diddy at his New York residence. And he was alleging during J-Lo's relationship with Diddy, she was made privy to the video that was taken by Diddy and his employee Kirk Burrows of this essay, which is honestly wild now to bring back up because Kirk Burrows just filed his lawsuit against Diddy like 2 weeks ago, and some of these allegations are kind of similar. And if you think this is crazy, just wait because it gets a lot crazier. Yesterday, Derek Lee Cardello Smith just filed a new lawsuit with Diddy named in this lawsuit, but it's for habeas corpus. He is alleging that he was falsely imprisoned because of Diddy. He says that Sean Combs framed me, and this is my petition seeking release from custody. He said a Detroit police officer named Nicole Rapper has submitted an affidavit on March 5th of 2025 alleging her role, where she said that she had been working with Sean Combs and she was paid to frame him, and she admitted her role in the form of this affidavit attached. And this is the affidavit from the police officer. She says, "My name is Nicole Rapper, and I am an officer who authorized the police report in the city of Detroit on January 13th of 2008 against Derek Lee Cardello Smith, a current prisoner in the Michigan Department of Corrections." And the crazy part is he also has an affidavit from the woman that the police officer is talking about too, saying that she lied and she was also allegedly paid by Diddy to lie. She said, "I was ordered to make a false police report against Mr. Cardello Smith by Sean John Combs, or P. Diddy, Kim Worthy, Wayne County prosecutor, Suzette Samuels, assistant Wayne County
You know what? I'm
prosecutor,
going to pause
Jose
because I see Mr. Carter has sent another weirdo in here. Born to shine forever. Shine where? Are the flames coming out of your ass? Is that what you're considering your glow? Because you got to be a stone cold sodomite to come through here and talk this crap. Born to shine forever. Part of the reason why I'm playing this is because, I wanted to ask y'all a question before we go. Now hold on, Born, because I'm blocking you now. Now I just need to report you and make sure I don't ever see your face again on my channel. Okay? No, that's the wrong person. What are you talking about? Cancel. Oh, it moves so fast. I'm trying to get to this weirdo. Thank you. So I can report him. Oh my God. It never stops. They always come through to try to disrupt the truth from coming out. And guess what? Just because you did that, dummy, guess what I'm going to do? Born to be stupid. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to rewind it back a little bit. Just in case anyone was distracted by you trying to distract this chat. Go on back and tell Mr. Carter. Yellow Breezy's in jail! Yes! Now back to...
From the woman that the police officer is talking about too, saying that she lied and she was also allegedly paid by Diddy to lie. She said, I was ordered to make a false police report against Mr. Cardello Smith by Sean John Combs or P. Diddy, Kim Worthy, Wayne County prosecutor, Suzette Samuels, assistant Wayne County prosecutor, Jose Ortiz, a detective at Detroit Police Department. I was paid a total of $132,000 in cash by Sean John Combs to issue the false police report of the kidnapping and SA against Derek Lee Cardello Smith. She said the arrest warrant was paid by her and the others to the judge of the 36th District Court, and he was paid a total of $5,000 for signing the warrant. And she alleges that this judge worked for Diddy, and she was connected to him and forced to pay him, and she paid him the money for these warrants that she knew were false at the time. And he adds an affidavit from the woman that these alleged false crimes happened to. My name is Adria Barmarano, and I state the following is true, and I will attest to them in an open court of law, whether it be criminal or civil. I am the civil complainant in the case of the people of the state of Michigan versus Derek Lee Cardello Smith with the case number of that case. He said, I lied under oath in the 36th District Court in the Wayne County Circuit Court when I said that Derek Lee Cardello Smith kidnapped me and SA'd me. Purpose of my false testimony in January 2008 and June 2008 is because she was paid by Suzette Samuels, the assistant prosecutor for Wayne County, to lie, which this prosecutor also puts in an affidavit. She said, I was paid $10,000 to say that Cardello Smith kidnapped me and SA'd me, and I was given this money by the Wayne County prosecutor, David Cobb, and the sergeant of the Detroit Police Department. I worked directly for Sean Combs of Bad Boy Records, and I was actually a young victim of Sean Combs, and he SA'd me. She said that Diddy was the one that forced her to lie and say that Derek Lee Cardello Smith SA'd her when he did not. And she said the Wayne County prosecutor's office who paid her to lie and paid her sister to lie also, and say that Derek Lee Cardello Smith SA'd both of them. She alleges that she was paid directly by Diddy in 2007 to bring on SA charges against Derek Lee Cardello Smith. She is alleging that the purpose for bringing on these false charges against Derek Lee Cardello Smith is because Diddy, Dave Cobb, Kyle Worthy, and other people wanted Derek Lee Cardello Smith out of the way because he refused to off somebody for David Cobb. Then it gets even crazier because he also has an affidavit from the prosecutor, Suzette Samuels. She says, my name is Suzette Samuels. I am a lawyer and I am assistant prosecutor attorney for the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office in Detroit, Michigan. I prosecuted Mr. Derek Lee Cardello Smith in the criminal case of the people versus the state of Michigan. Worked directly for Kim Worthy, Wayne County prosecutor, and for Mr. Sean John Combs. The office of the Wayne County prosecutor has framed Mr. Derek Lee Cardello Smith for the crimes of the criminal SA conduct beginning in 1997 and in 2008 and then again in 2019 while he was incarcerated.
Let's stop there. There's about 7 more minutes of this. I'm not going to rob Kadisha. No, Kadisha Lynn is amazing. She the MVP for the TikTokers. And now over on YouTube, she's making her way to 100,000 subscribers. We need her to get to 1 million. Y'all all go on over there and subscribe, if you haven't, to the Kadisha Lynn, whether it's on TikTok, but please do it on YouTube. They're fighting the hardest. No, Halle Berry isn't clean. None of them are clean. Why does everybody want somebody to be clean? I'm telling you, the whole vat of it is dirty, and anybody that's putting their hands in it has been touched by the filth, including me. The reason why I'm playing the section that I played. Yes, baby, I'm getting ready to get off. Jaguar. I think she ready to go live again. Y'all gonna have to check her out. She be on it. She be on it. Oh my goodness. My thoughts on Roberta Flack. She was one of the greatest American songwriters of our time. We should celebrate her more. I don't know why you would be smoking anything that witch, Erica Wright, is cooking up. Y'all gonna keep playing with these witches. It's like y'all wanna lose your mind. Kadisha Lynn, it's spelled KADISHALYNN. Now, see, she's very fair-skinned. So, the American in me really did not allow myself to accept the fact that she was Kadisha Lynn. I called her Katie Shaylin. And I feel bad that I got other people calling her Katie Shaylin. But because of her high complexion, I just figured it must be Katie Shaylin. But she's Kadisha Lynn. And she's amazing. She's amazing. Please subscribe to her. Whether it's on YouTube or on TikTok. TikTok, she can hold her own. But they try to fight against all of her hard work. Part of the reason why I brought this up is because it was Kadisha Lynn that pulled up the video. See, I'm playing all of this to you. Oh my goodness! Kadisha is less than 1,000 subscribers away from 100K. We gotta get her there. We need more people like her. But Kadisha had done a video when Jaguar Wright
was just
hit with fake allegations.
And this lawsuit was already...
Now hold on a second before I play this.
Speak any language.
There's a reason why I played the other video first. Now, this is what Katie had to say. For all of y'all who want to keep coming through here. Oh, but Jag was named in the lawsuit. And Jag did it too. And Jag did this. And Jag did that. Now, let's see. This video came out 12 days ago. 12 days ago. You want to know what's funny, though? It only has 7.6K views. I wonder why. Y'all should go and check this video out.
In a lawsuit with Diddy. And this lawsuit was already out. It is Ashley Parham's lawsuit, but it was rewritten. And the things that they say and allege about Jaguar Wright are proven not to be true. But the stuff about Jaguar Wright can be proven as factually inaccurate because at the time, Jaguar Wright was in jail at Cook County in Chicago, Illinois. And believe me, I'm the last one on this earth that likes Diddy. But the fact that these claims can be proven as not true with actual facts makes the validity of these claims very questionable. And now this updated lawsuit added tons of more defendants, and a lot of it just didn't make sense. And I'm not going to to spend my time going over this whole entire lawsuit, especially after I found factual inaccuracies that can be proven, but I will tell you who she tried to unname and brought into this lawsuit just recently. Now, not only did Ashley Parham add new defendants, she also added other people that are suing with her, who is a Jane and John Doe. And some of the defendants that she added that you might recognize are Odell Beckham Jr., Drewski, Jaguar Wright, and Big Homie CC. Dated this and tried to say that one of the people that SA'd her was Drewski and also Odell Beckham Jr. They also named Big Homie CC as being Diddy's bodyguard at the time that allegedly knew all of this happened. And then this is where this new Jane and John Doe come in, where you're going to hear about Jaguar Wright. This Jane and John Doe are
Yaz in Cook County.
They were transported to the location where Ashley Parham was SA'd by defendant Jaguar Wright and this girl named Helena. Tried to allege that Jaguar Wright had large brown bags and manila envelopes full of cash that was banded. And they alleged that Jaguar Wright told them that they were being taken to meet John, who they later found out was Diddy. Now, this Jane and John Doe that were added to the new lawsuit tried to say that they were there when Ashley Parham was SA'd, and they witnessed her being SA'd with the TV remote. They alleged that John Doe tried to say something, but he was told to shut up or they would put a remote in him next. The John Doe tried to allege that he believes that he heard Jaguar Wright say, "Put the remote in her. She's going to learn today," telling Ashley Parham that she was going to make it worse. Now, this John Doe is also trying to say that he witnessed the SA by multiple different people of Ashley Parham, and some of the people that she tried to allege was Odell Beckham Jr. and Drewski, taking part in this with Diddy. This John Doe even tried to say that they tried to force him to SA Ashley Parham, but he refused. Remember how I told you Ashley Parham had said in her original complaint that she filed months ago, and this one, that on March 23rd of 2018, this is when this allegedly happened. She does not say on or about, she does not change, nothing. She is consistent that this was the date that this happened. She also tried to say that there were police reports of this happening in the original complaint, and that she also went to the doctors a couple days later, so that's why she knows this exact date is what I'm guessing. Well, now she has a big problem with a big inaccuracy when it comes to Jaguar Wright, because March 23rd of 2018, Jaguar Wright had her friends posting this, and Jaguar Wright was actually in jail in Cook County in Chicago, Illinois. And this is huge. All Jaguar Wright has to do is basically bring this to court, proving that she was actually in jail for quite some time too, guys. It wasn't like she was just in jail for a couple days. She was in jail for over a month at the time in Cook County jail. The first time the people that were running Jaguar Wright's account told everybody that she was in jail was February 16th of 2018, and at the time she had already been in jail in Chicago at Cook County for 35 days, and she didn't even get out of Cook County jail in Chicago until April 11th of 2018. There's a big concerning factor with this lawsuit as well. This lawsuit was filed by the lawyer Ariel Mitchell Kidd. Ariel Mitchell Kidd was the lawyer of Courtney Burgess, the man that said that he had all of these tapes of Diddy and he took them to the grand jury. Diddy just actually sued Ariel Mitchell Kidd and Courtney Burgess, saying that everything that they said about those tapes was false. Honestly, I'm starting to think that Diddy might be onto something here. Like I said, I'm the last person that likes Diddy, but factually, after Diddy has got hit with 2 superseding indictments, we've never seen any information brought up about minors. Diddy also has his discovery, so he knows all of the information that the feds have against him. So he would know if they had these tapes with alleged minors on them from Courtney Burgess. And mind you, Diddy sued these people for defamation, saying that they were lying about this specifically and some other things, and Ashley Parham was also on that documentary. I honestly feel like this is going to be really bad for that lawyer Ariel Mitchell Kidd,
Paddington,
Wright's part, because she could possibly sue for defamation and maybe even another hit from Diddy. Because honestly, this lawsuit was one of the wildest ones I've ever heard, and a lot of things didn't make sense, and I'm not one to ever victim blame, but I just gotta say it as it is. I think that the original complaint at the time was believable, but it still was crazy. But now that they added all of these random defendants and changed allegations and added these Jane and John Doe saying that they saw Jaguar Wright and all of this stuff when it can be proven as false, is really hurting this woman's claim if she's not lying. But I will add this lawsuit over on my Patreon at Kadisha Lynn if you are interested in reading it, since I'm not going over the whole thing. But y'all let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.
Any questions? Anybody got any questions? Now, Khadisha Lynn is more than a credible content creator. She's a bloodhound. If they can put my name in a lawsuit where they was so no 50 cents isn't clean, Curtis Jackson will answer for his crimes against Louisiana. I'm gonna see to it. You hear me, Curtis? I haven't even gotten started on you yet, Toots. I want y'all to think about this. This is how hot they were to try to get my name attached to something so they could try to drag me into court and force me into a deposition so I could give them information about all that I won't tell them until I'm ready. That's what the whole thing was for. That's what this lawsuit crap is about. They want to depose me so that they can ask me questions that have absolutely nothing to do with this, hoping that I will give them something so that they can go and intimidate somebody else. I'll get into Curtis Periwinkle Jackson later. Or if they can find a way to get me in the court and try to say that I need to be mentally declared insane so they can get a conservatorship on me or put a gag order on me to keep me from being able to do what I've been doing for the past 5 years. Do y'all see? Can y'all see it? They were so hot to get me that they actually put me in a lawsuit, made up all kinds of wild claims. I want y'all to really think about that. Everything that they put in that lawsuit was to make me sound like a monster. That means somebody literally took the time to make up this Jane Doe and this John Doe so they didn't have to give a name, so that they can just put this wild claim saying that I did all of these insane. Do you know how crazy a person has to be to make that kind of crap up? Meanwhile, it all happened right after I got the Defender of Freedom Award. Is nobody looking at the lineup? I get the Defender of Freedom Award. Everyone on YouTube got scared because they realized the jig is up, including Hip Hop Uncensored News and Sam and Oh God, I have not forgotten about y'all at all. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. I get the Defender of Freedom Award. The 2 weeks later, I'm in this lawsuit. And then the week after that, they dispatched fake police officers to go to my studio where I was not, because they thought I was there, to come and try to arrest me without a warrant. They didn't even have the right door. What kind of cops are those that come out to get a dangerous criminal because they were told that there were unalived people in our studio? If Odell wasn't as wise as he is, if he wasn't as learned as he is, if he didn't understand it, he might have gotten nervous. But he didn't. Something could have happened to him. Are y'all not looking at it? I get the Defender of Freedom Award. A couple weeks later, I'm named as some monster in a lawsuit where I couldn't possibly have done what they said unless I Shawshank Redemption my ass. out of Cook County Jail, crawled through a river of crap to Nevada to go and pick up a mother and son, Jane and John Doe, to ride shotgun with some weird hoe that sued Michael Jackson for something he didn't do so that I could go and do what in California? I want y'all to think about that. I want you to think about the kind of sick mind it takes to invent all of that. That's the only way I could have done what they said, is if I had dug a hole in the wall, made it into the sewage system, crawled through the river of crap, found the El Chapo's tunnels, make my way down by the border, through the tunnels, into Vegas, come up, get the Jane and the John Doe, get in the car with some bitch I don't know, where I'm riding shotgun, I'm the driver. I don't know that bitch. And I sure as hell wouldn't be running around with nobody that sued Michael Jackson. I love Michael Jackson. I wouldn't be running around with that hoe. Then, I would have had to have, immediately after the assault, get back to the tunnel, go back in the river of shit, and crawl my ass back in there undetected, and get back in my bunk before morning trays. I had to be a bad motherfucker to do all that in less than 24 hours and make it back for trays in the morning. And I was a worker, so I had to get up to do trays, cause I was the tier worker. I was the head worker on my tier. I had a job in jail. So you telling me lights out at 10, and I'm the worker, so I gotta still go out, mop the floors, make sure the shower's done, get all the trash together, make sure everybody got everything they need, make sure all the books is collected, send back to the library in the morning, get all that done. Then I took my shower, got ready for bed, or made it look like I was getting ready for bed, put on my cause I always kept two uniforms. I had one to walk around in and one for, in the cell. But I'm just saying, so I did all of that. Hard day's work. Dug a hole in the wall. I made it all the way to Vegas. Left Vegas. Got over there to California with the weird Michael Jackson bitch. Did all of this. And then got back into the tunnel, made it back into the sewer, and got back into my cell before 4 a.m. in the morning for trays. I'm a bad motherfucker. I'm the baddest. If I could pull that off, I don't know why JayZ and Diddy ain't already convicted and in jail. If I could pull that off, I'm a bad motherfucker. I can crawl 1,500 miles in less than a day. I'm bad. Shit. If I hadn't known that, I'd have went on to the Olympic. Shit. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all think I did all that. Put a 2 in the chat if it sounds like fake news. 1 in the chat if you really believe I did all of that. 2 in the chat if it's fake news. Anybody that puts 1, I just hope you know what that means. I really do hope you know what that means. That means you getting the fuck up out of here. Because you're insane. And you should log offline. And if you're going to stay online, you should really hit up betterhelp.com and tell them that you're experiencing extreme psychosis. Extreme. Because if you think I'm capable of breaking out of Cook County Jail to crawl halfway across the country to do all of these things, yeah, you mentally ill. You good and ill. Like you shouldn't even be online for real, for real. Like they should move you around real fast. But we gonna get you halfway to square. We just gonna block and ban you from here because clearly this is mental illness. And we don't like beating up on mentally ill people around here. We really don't. We actually take mental health very seriously. Anybody else want to put a 1 or a 2 in the chat? I thought I was going to see more 2s than that. And for all of you who are not sure, you can go right on over there to the Kadisha Lynn channel on YouTube. She actually went and got the actual court public records. You want to know who also didn't want to believe that there was no humanly way possible I could have done what I've been accused of doing? Danny Robertson. Oh, Joshua. I hope every time your son looks at you, he tells you how disappointed he is that you gave birth to him, because you are a disappointment, child. 35 years old and playing Ding Dong Dixie for a living. She was sitting over there on Twitter, on a Twitter account, Danny Robertson, trying to convince everybody that I had been out of jail. See, that's how stupid Ariel Paddington Bear is. She looked at when I was booked out of Dallas and booked into the detective's custody through the sheriff's office. See, I had to book out of one jail to be extradited halfway across the country to another jail and then rebook in. So, Ariel Paddington Bear, she saw that I had been released from Dallas in January, but I guess she didn't bother to take the time in between drinks and her little nose problem. That ain't allergies from what I heard. She didn't bother to follow the chain of custody for me. So that's why I was put in the lawsuit. Because her goofy ass really didn't bother to pay attention to the fact that there was no way I could have did it on the date that I was insisted to have done that in a lawsuit. She's an idiot. She's also a cheerleader. She's a cheerleader at St. John's, I believe. And guess who she was cool with? Guess who Ariel Paddington Bear was cool with? J. Cole. A Rock Nation hostage. I knew the Jigga Man was running old Ariel. I knew it. I knew it the second that I started paying attention to how much she reminded me of Dream Hampton. Where's J. Cole? I hope he's getting low. He's probably worried about Gitmo too. Ari Lennox was not treated well. Oh, Paddington is Ariel Paddington Kid. The lawyer who was running around with Courtney Burgess and all of those fake Diddy tapes, you know, the people that have been working so hard to derail the Jigga Man in the Diddler case. You know, the one that wore too much makeup, always dressing in Burberry. That's why I call her Paddington Bear, because she got the Paddington. What's Gitmo? Guantanamo Bay. The nickname for it is Gitmo. Guantanamo Bay, one of the roughest prisons you can send an American treasonous character to. Oh, Ari has been wanted out. Ari wanted out last year, and then everybody forgot about it when Kendrick started destroying Drake, and J. Cole gracefully backed out like a ballerina with his punk ass. I've heard stories about what happened to Ari Lennox over there at Dreamville. Ari has told a couple herself. I guess nobody was listening. They did the same thing to Ari Lennox as they did to me. What Motive Records, which was the Roots record label before I got away from them and I was handled specifically by MCA and removed from them. The same thing that happened to me at Motive is the same thing that's been happening. Ari Lennox is phenomenal. She made every compromise. She made every sacrifice. And they're still passing her over. They doing the same thing to Jess Hilarious that they've been doing to Ari Lennox. It's the same thing. A Jigga Man prisoner. And her warden is J. Cole, who is friends with Ariel Mitchell Kidd. They went to school together. They're in a private Pan-African secret society together. You know? Ariel Mitchell Kidd and a JayZ loyalist went to school together and were in a secret Pan-African society together. I believe he headed it up and she was a member. I'm sure he had no problem with introducing her to JayZ. And I'm sure he found great use for her with her law license. Allegedly. And if they're a little bit more than colleagues, and if she thinks she's a prettier light-skinned girl than Beyonce, I'm sure there's nothing she wouldn't do for him, even coming after his number one nemesis and putting her name in a lawsuit for something she couldn't possibly have done. The only thing that could make a girl with her education make a mistake that big is her vagina. Oh, it ain't good to make choices with your pussy, bitch. You should have used your brain. Just because you was light as the baby don't mean he's ever gonna leave her for you. You'll have a better chance of her leaving him. And him just needs somebody to clean up his dirty laundry. And I do believe she's gonna leave him very soon. I don't think he's gonna give you a shot now, bitch, after the way you fucked up. Because if you his bitch, allegedly, and he's running your show, allegedly, that means he's paying your bills, allegedly, which means the defamation of character that was committed against my name when I sue, it's gonna come out of his pocket. Yes! That nigga gonna have to pay your tab, and I'm gonna take some more of his money. Boom! Thank you. He don't want to give me money for the music that he stole from me. I guess this will just have to do for now. Like, do you realize how many shades of fucked off you are? And that's been out for 12 days, and people still have the audacity to ask me if it's real. People have the audacity to ask me if it's real. That's how brainwashed society is. That's how bad people want to make a monster out of me. All this little weirdo in her Burberry collection could do was just make up a bunch of really terrible things. You got a terrible imagination. Whoever came up with all of that crap and put my name on it, y'all got terrible imaginations. My God. The emotional distress. I'm diagnosed with PTSD. PTSD. Complex PTSD. And I have been under a vicious gang stalking attack for almost 5 years straight. You know, the kind of emotional distress that's caused from being falsely accused so publicly on the world stage after I was just named Defender of Freedom, such an honorable achievement. And y'all tried to rain all over my parade with a bunch of weirdo lies, headed up by a bitch that's not even smart enough to make sure I wasn't in jail at the time of this crime. Meanwhile, throwing in a false claim that can undoubtedly be proven as false, which would do what? Derail Ashley Parham's case and let Diddy and JayZ off the hook. Wow. They use the greatest advocate as the greatest distraction to destroy a real lawsuit for a real victim. I'm gonna say it again. They used the greatest advocate to become the greatest distraction, to derail a real victim's case, so Diddy and JayZ can walk away. How is that not a mind fuck? Like, seriously. How? How is that not the ultimate mind screw? Huh? The very people I've been speaking up for and putting my life on the line for years. People like Ashley Parham, who finally came forward again after her claims were shut down by the police, who were supposed to properly investigate and get her justice years ago. And on March 23rd, while she was being assaulted in California, I was sitting in jail in Chicago, waiting to go to trial for a crime I also did not commit. Allegedly, the Jigga Man paid my first husband, Samuel Douglas Odom, to charge me with kidnapping charges to put me in jail, to destroy my reputation so people would stop booking me for shows and I couldn't work in my field of choice that I earned the right to work in. Allegedly, that's what the Jigga Man did. Allegedly, he paid Samuel Douglas Odom my first husband. And the first time I was arrested for it back in 2016, I was SA'd by an officer that was later finally fired because apparently, I guess he just didn't stop SAing people. I was glad he was gone when I rebooked back in on 2018. I had been going out of that place for 2 years. And the same girls that were there when I was there last time were there still, waiting for trial. They had to give me a speedy trial. I demanded it. They was already 125 days late on their indictment. They had no choice but to go to trial. I won. Nulle prosecute. All charges dismissed. See that? The first time the Jigga Man had me set up to go to jail, using my first ex-husband. And all of it allegedly was organized by the Roots over there in DMBC building. Because I got people that came back and told me they heard my first ex-husband talking to Tariq Trotter about how they were going to get rid of me. If it wasn't for my first husband setting me up for kidnapping, I wouldn't have the alibi for not committing this crime. You want to talk about a fucking mind screw? The same big lip bastard's been trying to set me up for years. All of this started back in 2015. It's 2025. This big lip bitch has fucking put 4 cases on me. I'm beating them all. I'm beating them all. Yeshua's name, Ashe. Oh. He done tried to put 4 cases on me. I pled to 1 misdemeanor. After I was SA'd in jail, it had almost pushed me too far. And my son didn't want to testify. He's autistic. I knew the pressure would crush him. They dropped it to a misdemeanor. I took the deal, but it put me on paper. Fucking probation. For something I didn't even do. So when they came back and charged me again with the second one, they charged me double. Put me on the book for $150,000 bond for a nonviolent crime. When I had the evidence that I was innocent. I was being charged with kidnapping, yet I had legal custody of my son in the state of Dallas, in the city of Dallas, Texas. How do you have legal custody where you live with your child, but you're charged for kidnapping in another state where nobody lived anymore because my ex-husband had already moved before they arrested me? for not returning him back to a place where nobody was. You want to talk about a mind screw? Charged twice for the same crime that I never committed. And if it wasn't for that, they would have been trying to finger me for this Ashley Parham thing. You want to talk about a mind screw? They've been lying on me for years, and now the evidence of all of it is becoming very clear. Now this new finding. This new finding. Derek Lee Cardello Smith, the Diddy victim who sued him for $100 million from jail, who named J-Lo as someone who was there. They threw the case out for failure to appear, but the reason why he was in jail was because Diddy framed him so he couldn't do it. And the case was dropped. This Ashley Parham case is a bad thing because of the Tupac situation, which both the Diddler and the Jigger Man are attached to. That proves Rico, see? Ain't that what they fighting against? The Rico? They literally framed this man. Why is nobody talking about it? Why is everybody talking about every other thing other than the fact that all of these people have come forward, said that they lied on this man because Diddy paid them to, so that he could be in jail and not be able to sue him for what he did to him? You want to talk about a mind screw? Fuck is wrong with all of y'all?